If you thought the royal drama had already reached its peak, think again. Meghan Markle, who once painted herself as a victim in the famous Oprah Winfrey interview, now finds herself in the center of a legal storm that could redefine her entire public image. Remember that headline-making bridesmaid dress story? Meghan claimed Kate Middleton made her cry just before the royal wedding. It was a powerful soundbite designed to stir sympathy. But now, years later, that carefully woven narrative is unraveling in the most spectacular way. And this time, it's not just palace whispers. It's leaked emails, official testimonies, and hidden memos dragging the Duchess of Sussex into territory more dangerous than gossip columns. The courtroom. But before we continue, please subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell for more updates. The simple question that now echoes across newsrooms and households alike is this: how did Meghan Markle's dramatic storytelling turn into a legal disaster that has her staring down accusations of perjury, obstruction of justice, and even falsified evidence? The story begins like many modern royal dramas, with a television special and an emotional confession. Meghan told Oprah that in the lead-up to her wedding, Kate Middleton reduced her to tears during a dispute over bridesmaid dresses. The moment landed like a thunderclap. The world sympathized with Meghan. After all, who wouldn't rally behind a bride made to cry just before the biggest day of her life? But behind palace walls, the whispers told another tale. Staff members claimed it was Meghan who had lashed out, pressuring Kate to tears instead. For years, it remained a he-said-she-said situation, the kind of gossip the monarchy has endured for centuries. The difference now? Documents began surfacing, emails, staff notes, even confidential memos, that painted a picture starkly different from Meghan's narrative. So what happens when a private quarrel morphs into public deception? The stakes shift. The gossip pages suddenly overlap with legal filings, and the game changes entirely. At first, Meghan's team treated the revelations as mere bad press, an unpleasant resurgence of a long-buried incident. But investigators soon uncovered something much bigger. Meghan hadn't just made the claim in a TV interview. She had repeated it in official legal filings tied to unrelated lawsuits, embedding the story into sworn documents. Here's where it gets messy. When the court examined these filings, discrepancies appeared. The supporting evidence Meghan's lawyers provided seemed questionable, and in some instances, outright fabricated. What might have once been dismissed as misremembering or exaggeration suddenly transformed into something far graver: perjury. Think about that for a moment. This isn't just a debate about who cried first. It's about whether Meghan Markle, a former senior royal, presented false claims under oath and doubled down with documents now considered suspect. For a woman already under a microscope, this was the last scandal she could afford. Perjury isn't a headline, it's a crime. And when obstruction of justice and falsified evidence join the charge sheet, things get serious fast. Legal experts weighed in, warning that the consequences could extend far beyond reputational damage. Jail time, fines, or a permanent stain on Meghan's record suddenly loomed on the horizon. Her arrest sent shockwaves through both the UK and Hollywood, where Meghan and Prince Harry have tried to rebrand themselves as philanthropists and media moguls. For critics, it was a moment of vindication. For supporters, a heartbreaking twist. Either way, Meghan's courtroom fate became the ultimate royal drama, one that no palace PR spin could contain. Can you imagine the scene? Flashing cameras outside a courthouse, Meghan in a tailored black suit, her expression tight as reporters shouted questions. Once the star of a glamorous wedding watched by millions, she now stood as a defendant in a criminal case that hinged on whether she told the truth about a bridesmaid dress. But beyond the sensationalism lies a question that resonates with everyday people. Why do lies, big or small, always seem to come back stronger than before? Many of us have told a white lie at some point, hoping to smooth things over or protect ourselves. But when a lie is repeated, written down, and built upon, it gains a dangerous momentum of its own. Meghan's story is a cautionary tale about how embellishments can snowball into catastrophes when the truth inevitably resurfaces. The lesson here isn't reserved for royals. It's a universal reminder that trust is fragile, and credibility is priceless. Once either is broken, repairing it feels almost impossible. The irony, of course, is that Meghan built much of her public brand around authenticity, speaking her truth, sharing her struggles, and connecting with audiences who saw her as refreshingly raw in a world of royal stoicism. Now, that very brand risks collapse because the truth she shared may not have been truth at all. And here's the kicker. While the palace remains famously tight-lipped, insiders suggest more revelations could follow. If one story fell apart under scrutiny, what else might unravel? Could more of Meghan's interview confessions face similar challenges? The thought alone keeps curiosity alive. After all, in the court of public opinion, suspicion spreads quickly. And once trust is broken, silence rarely restores it. So where does this leave Meghan Markle? Cornered, fighting for her reputation, and perhaps even her freedom. It's a storyline even the best screenwriter couldn't have scripted. A Hollywood actress turned duchess, now turned defendant. The arc is Shakespearean in scale, filled with ambition, betrayal, and the inescapable shadow of truth. But here's the part that matters most to us as readers and viewers. Meghan's situation is a mirror. It forces us to reflect on our own relationship with truth and accountability. How often do we exaggerate, stretch facts, or cling to a narrative that benefits us? And what would happen if those narratives were suddenly scrutinized under the harsh light of evidence? At the end of the day, Meghan Markle's downfall serves as both entertainment and lesson. It's entertainment because, let's face it, few stories blend royalty, celebrity, and courtroom drama quite so explosively. But it's also a lesson in how fragile reputations are and how quickly a carefully crafted image can collapse. So the next time you're tempted to bend the truth, remember Meghan's bridesmaid dress saga. A story she once thought would gain her sympathy may instead define her legacy in the worst way possible. And now, over to you, what do you think? Is Meghan a victim of palace politics? Or did she dig her own grave by pushing a story too far? Share your thoughts, debate with friends, and let's keep the conversation going. Because one thing is certain, the Meghan Markle saga is far from over.